Hi everyone, welcome to Soloing Out of Chord Shapes, Introduction to Comping and Chord Soloing. In the last 3 videos we've talked about using the song Right or Wrong as a way to work on comping within chord shape and chord fragments, and then in this last one beginning to kind of work on chord soloing. In the first 3 videos we went over the melody to Right or Wrong. If you don't know that tune, it's a really popular Western swing song. It's kind of a Western swing standard. And we've looked at it, how to play the melody, and we've looked at how we can put in different chord fragments, 2-note, 3-note, and now 4-note voicings in between the melody and around the melody, and even during the melody, to highlight it and to kind of give you more something to do when you're playing the melody or when you're going to solo. So if you haven't checked those out, there's going to be a description in the link below, or description below. There's a link in it with all the other 3 videos, and then we've got the PDF of the tab and standard notation of everything we've talked about in the last 3 videos, and including this video that's purchasable for $15, and you can click that in the link below. So the last kind of thing we're going to talk about is just working through all of these chord fragments and chord shapes and 4-note voicings. So I'm assuming you've already got the melody of the song. You already know all the chords. So we're going to just talk about expanding these chords. So I'm just going to walk through it chord by chord and talk about different options that include the melody notes and then just the normal standard voicings. So first off, we've got this E7 chord. And we're just working out of this 4-note voicing of, we had from last time, G sharp, D, F sharp. There's the 9, and then we can add the B in there for the 5th of the chord. So that's our first kind of idea. Now if we want to add in the C note to accommodate the melody, there's the flat 13. So you have 2 options there, okay? Our next one, when we go down to the A, we've got this normal A7 voicing, and we've got G, C sharp, and E, and then A on top, or we can add the 9 for the B, okay? When we go up to the D, we're working on this D9 voicing. We have the F sharp, C, E, and then the A on top, and then we can add the B, the 13, the natural 13 for the melody note. And then we have the G6, so that's G, B, E, and G. So if I was playing that, I might go. Just as kind of using that in between, and then using that in the melody, okay? Then we have to the B minor, which is just straight across right here. We have A, D, F sharp, and B, down to an E7, 9, and we're just dropping that A down to a G sharp and keeping everything else. So we've got and then that's A minor 7, the carbon copy just down a whole step to D7, okay? And then that's all over A7, so we've got that repeat. We can do the A there, we can do the B on top for the 9. We can even add in the 13, the F sharp, like so, or the 13 and the 9. Either one works. And then we're backing up to the D7, okay, or D9. So if we do all that together, we might have some options. Okay, so hopefully you're hearing all of that. And then we're just going to go back and cycle it through. So we have now we're to the B7 there. So I've got my standard B7 chord, A, D sharp, F sharp, and then B on top. And if I want to keep it within the key, I can add the flat 9 to make it a C, because we're in the key at G, and that it's not going to be a C sharp, it's going to be a C. Or I can add in the augmented, right? The raised fifth, F sharp goes up to G to make it B augmented, okay? And then I'm just right back to E. And what I did there, I just did a diminished, so I played A7 with the flat 9. I moved it up a minor third because these travel in minor thirds. It's a good little trick to have. Listen to Django Reinhardt, he's the king of that kind of sound. And that gets me right back to G. So if we look at how that resolves, this stays on G, C sharp moves up to D, and then we can keep the E for the G if we want a G6, or we can move it up to an F sharp for a G major 7, and then the B flat moves up to a B. And then back down with the melody, or we can just do G6, E7 flat 9, or E7, and then we can move down to an A minor 7, D7, G, or an A13 of some sort, D7, back to G. Any of those options work. So now that you've got all the 4-note voicings, the idea now to practice is using all 3 options: your 2-note voicings, your 3-note voicings, and your 4-note voicings, and come in with the melody, come in with the comping, more chord solo-y things, move it around in half steps, switch between the melody notes and the notes of the regular kind of 4-note voicings, and just experiment. So I'll do one course of that for you and then leave you to experiment on your own with the rest. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Alright, so hopefully you have some nice ideas in that you can start working on. Just experiment, and once again, all the music that I've covered in the last 4 videos is going to be in the description below, and a link that's purchasable on my site for $15 in tab and standard notation, all in PDF format. So hope to see you soon with my next lesson series, and check out my site, mentmorris.com. See you soon.